Hi everybody, welcome to Salimz Learning Simplified. Today in this video I am going to share with you 5 major information a must know about the mutated strain B117 of COVID-19 which is being reported from southern England. Before getting into the video, if you are first time watching my channel and never subscribed to it, kindly hit the subscribe button right now and press the bell icon so that you get the updates on your fingertips. So without much delay, let us get into the 5 questions and their answers about B117, which is a must to know today. Let us get into the questions and answers. Number 1. Why viruses mutate faster than other? Viruses are made up of a specific kind of genetic material called RNA. This RNA is being single-stranded can easily undergo mutations when we compare with the double-stranded DNA. There are so many other features which make RNA more susceptible to the mutations, but which are not in the scope of our discussion for today. But then one important factor that we cannot forget is about the error correction mechanism used by DNA and RNA. DNA has got a very powerful proof reading, correcting, error repairing mechanism which is basically missing in RNA. So question number 2, what happens if these viruses mutate? Answer: around 99.9% of the mutations happening in the virus goes unnoticeable and eradicated. A mutation is just like a small spelling mistake happening in a huge book with so many letters printed in it. So this spelling mistake goes unnoticed, and this is what happening in 99.9% of mutations. But then the news coming from UK says that mutation happened in some particular letters or codons of the RNA, which is potentially able to make changes on the spike protein covering the virus. So what is the spike protein? When virus go and attack a human cell, they land on the surface of the cell. Let's imagine like with 2 legs they land on the surface of the cell. So when they touch the cells have special receptors, and this particular protein attached to these receptors, and they are able to start their job. So these spike proteins which are being identified by the human cell, if they change, the human cell which acquired some immunity either by getting the disease or suppose through vaccines is going to be a question. So if the mutation continues, what is going to happen? If the spike protein makes changes, the viruses are able to infect better, and they can replicate easily and can turn more virulent and deadly. So question number 3, what is the exact mutation type happen in UK and what is its effect on us right now? Answer: the mutation happened in UK was first noticed in September 2020. Then majority of these mutations got carried and slowly became dominant in the virus population, and the majority of the diseases reporting from London is having this mutated strain in them. This makes things potentially dangerous. Around 17 to 20 mutations happened in the coronavirus Wuhan strain. When we check into the details, there are 2 major mutations that we must underline and look into. Number one, the mutation which allows the virus to easily change the cell receptors and get entry into the cell very quickly. Number two, a deletion occurred in the amino acid sequence of the virus protein, where some amino acids are right now missing in the new strain of virus, and made a new structure protein which is actually the spike protein having changes in it, where the spike protein which our body identified from Wuhan is different from this new spike, which make them or enable them to get into the body quickly, resisting antibiotics. When we look more closer, these new viral proteins are resistant to convalescent plasma, which right now we have got. That is a question. But then, are these mutations going to spread and make it so potentially dangerous for human? To understand this particular status of the mutations and its potential ability to trouble, scientists have to do the tests in various organisms into laboratory and check out and get the results. So it will take time. But right now we are reading the news that this new mutant is able to spread 70% more faster than the previous. Without doing experiments, how scientists came to know this is basically done by mathematical modeling, statistical modeling, and educated guesses. And remember, it has to be yet proved by testing in laboratory organisms. If things are like what we are hearing and the mutant is able to attack more fast and virulency rate is 70% more, means our hospitals will get swollen with. Question number 4. Can this mutation stay only in UK or whether it can occur any other place? Can we block these mutations and mutant strains of viruses only in UK by locking the travel system and blocking the airports? Answer: mutation can occur to any virus anywhere on the surface of Earth where corona is available today. There are independent mutations reported from South Africa, and this proves or points the finger that mutation can independently occur in any country, anytime. The blocking of the international travel system might help to combat the mutation spread or the virus spread to a limit, but it is not staying there. The mutation can independently occur in any country at any time. So viruses will keep doing it. It is their business, and that is a part of their evolution and their life cycle. And human has to find a new method to resist it, and while we find a new method, they will keep again changing by new mutations. So if this continues, what is the fate? Let us check into the next question. Question number 5. What is the condition of our current vaccines that we are developing right now against viruses if this mutation continues? And is it going to be a big challenge to our vaccine development process? Answer: right now, the vaccine which has been widely accepted to get into the market is mRNA vaccine. An mRNA vaccine uses a method in which a molecule of mRNA being injected to the cell. Inside the cell, this mRNA undergoes translation and makes virus models of spike proteins. These proteins are later identified by the cells, antibodies, and all other molecules related with the immune system in order to neutralize it. Thus, the body understands what are the major spike proteins available with COVID-19 virus, even if the body did not get the virus inside it. Now, when the real virus enters the person, as the body has already learned about how to attack and neutralize this virus. Now, in that aspect, when we look, today we are gifted with mRNA vaccines. So these mRNA vaccines are not like alt culture system where we need to do so many hectic, Herculean, cumbersome tasks. Here, if at all the virus makes a change or mutates, mRNA vaccine also can undergo the same changes in it and can be easily effectively tested within less time frame. Let us thank the scientific world for giving such a wonderful discovery for the mankind. And if at all the vaccine is at a verge of failure, generally it takes around 5 years minimum for the virus to get above the vaccine and continue its virulency. If at all the virus gets over this and is able to take the control of the cell, human cell, what is going to happen? We know HIV is been reported from 1980s till today. We don't have a vaccine for it. What is the reason? Let me give a small analogy. Imagine a person is driving a motorcycle in a particular thick swollen road and he's just accelerating and throttling with very high speed. The police officer is unable to chase behind him, so he gives a particular call to the next nearby policeman to find and catch this. In the call he says there is a motorbike coming with a man who is wearing an yellow jacket. So the second person on the other side is waiting for a motorcycle with an yellow jacket person riding it, but he sees a motorcycle accelerating with a man on it with a red jacket. Then this person gives a report to the first police officer is like the jacket is not yellow, man, it is red, but this police officer is, I'm sure it is yellow. This second police officer is unable to catch hold of the rider and gives the message to next police officer that it is a man riding with a red jacket, but the third one is identifying a man riding with a blue jacket. What is basically happening? The virus keeps changing its outer cover texture and the protein, which make human inefficient to develop a vaccine against it. This is commonly called as vaccine escape. So what shall we conclude? It's not a time to panic, but rather scientific. Do not be afraid, be informed. If a vaccine is available in your locality, do not hesitate, try to get the first. That's all. More information is related to this one later on in the next video will be shared with you. Stay updated, and if you have not subscribed my channel before, kindly hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon right now. Thank you for watching.